Gurubhyo Namaha. Devi Vacha. We have to start from there. It's a very short session today. We have got only not even 20, 15 or 17, not much. Vaivasvatentare prabdhe ashtavimshati me yuge. Manu was the Vaivasvata. Vaivasvata Manu is the one. Now it is going on in what happens, you shouldn't get confused with this. Normally when we say the Sankalpam, we say Shubhe Shobhane Muhurte Adya Brahmana Shvetavaraha Kalpe Vaivasvata Manvantare Ashtavimshati Dhame. All these things we say. Kali Yuge Pratame Pade. Because what happens, all these Manus, 14 Manus who come, every Chaturyuham, like they have one in Krutha Yugam, then Treta Yugam 14 Manu, then Dwapara Yugam, and then Kali Yugam. We are talking about Kali Yugam now. What we are in is exactly this Vaivasvata Manu and 28th cycle of Kalpam, this Kalpam. All these things are correct. But what is being said here is not in Kali Yugam, it is in the Dwapara Yugam. It is in the previous Yugam, this is being said. Because if you say so, like Shumba Nishumba Vadam happened just before Krishna was born, or the Krishna's avataram took place, or around that time. So if you take that into, because next one is about the Vindhyachala Vasini, they are saying. So when you see this connection, it means like all these things happen in Dwapara Yugam. But what happens, it is being said in the second Manvantara. The story is being recited in the second Manvantara about what is going to happen. All these things are millions of years ago. For us, it is millions of years ago. These things happened billions of years ago. But when Markandeya was Kaushiki Badri, when he was his disciple, when he was reciting the stories of the Markandeya Purana, then this is happened only that they did it in the second Manvantara. Said seventh Manvantara, this is going to happen. So that is the reason here when we say she is talking about now only we saw them said have a goodbye to them. Why suddenly she is mentioning again whether Shumba and Nishumba are going to come again? No, it's not like that. This thing has been described in the second Manvantara, and actually when it happened was in the seventh Manvantara. So that is the reason, and not in the Kali Yuga, it is in the previous Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, it happened. So clarified, it is over for us, it was not over for Markandeya. It is over for us now because we are in the Kali Yuga anymore. So that is something we have to understand that, because now we are in the seventh Manvantara, Vaivasvata Manvantara, in the Kali Yuga. Already 27 cycles of this Kali Yuga, that this cycle of the Chaturyugam is over in this Manvantara. So for this Manvantara, 27 cycles are over. 28 we are in. There is 29 to 71 going to come. And Savarni Surya Tanayo, that Sura Raja is going to come in the next Manvantara after so many millions of years again. Okay. Yeah. Savarni is the next Manvantara, but actually speaking, that also came in the Dwapara Yuga. Savarni Surya Tanayo Manu Katyate Ashtamaha. 8th Manu is that. So this also, it is in the 8th Manvantara of Dwapara Yuga, not now. Sorry. I think I made a mistake. It is not now. 8th Manvantara of the previous Yuga. Maybe he came as the Manu. So, that is what is bonus. Savarni Surya Tanayo Manu Katyate Ashtamaha. So he will.
We are in the 27th, you said, no? So that happened in the 8th.
No.
We are 27th cycle.
We are in the 7th Manvantara. The cycle happens. 28th cycle is this. 28th cycle is this. Ashtavimshati Dhame, it is in the Kali Yuga. We are talking about the Dwapara Yuga, where around that time in the 7th Manvantara, Sumba Nishumba were killed. And in the 8th Manvantara, Savarni became the Manu. So not only for what happens, this 14 Manus, they come repeatedly in one Yugam. Krita Yugam, you will have the same Savarni Manu, same the 71 years, 71 cycles. In the same way, you will have it in the Treta Yugam, you will have it in the Dwapara Yugam, you will have it in the Kali Yugam. Now we are in the Kali Yugam. So what has happened is, like, all these things for us, it has already happened. But for Markandeya, who is reciting to Kaushiki Baduri, it is in the 2nd Manvantara he is reciting. He is telling that this is going to happen in the 7th Manvantara. And Ambal is going to bless, like, I will take care of this one.
So that Sumedha Maharshi told them in the 7th
Second Manvantara. Second.
He also told them in the
That is like, to Meda Maharishi, Markandeya is reciting the story. So, they are talking about the 2nd Manvantara only.
Okay.
They have not traveled now to the 7th Manvantara. That is 1,000 millions of years ahead, no?
Okay.
So many years ahead, till the 7th Manvantara comes. So, they were talking only in the 2nd Manvantara. So, absolutely these are all going to happen for them. That is the reason Narayana Stuti, when she says, like, Ashtavimshati Dhames, that they are saying 28th cycle, because 71 cycles are there in each Yugam. 71 cycles are there in each Manvantara of every Yuga. So each Yuga has got 14 into 4 and then 71. Mind-boggling calculations. I don't want to get into that. I'm not taking maths class. So there are, that is what? This 14 Manvantaras in 71 cycles. So 27 cycle of Kali Yuga is over. We are in the 28th cycle now. So the previous Yugam, in the same kind of a period, Shumba and Nishumba were killed. We have to understand that. But what happens, there is also another one, like this Yugam has got, 1,200 years of, like, they say, solar years, divine year, all those things they say. Okay. This is 1,200 means Dwapara Yugam had got 2,400. Treta Yugam has 3,600. Krita Yugam has 4,800. We are now depleting in strength. Our strength has come down to base. That is, we got only 1,200. In that we have this 14 Manvantaras and this 71 Chatur Yugam and all those things. So now we are in the 28th cycle in the Kali Yuga. Understand that? How much more to go and how many things we have to see. I'm scared even to comprehend that. The way the world is going, I'm scared even to look ahead or look back. So, but what has happened?
Devi is binge watching all this.
So now they are saying one thing we have to understand. When the Shumba Nishumba, so this must have happened even, you can say, Treta Yugam also, because if you push it back long ago, Pura Shumba Nishumbabhyam Asurabhyam Shachipate, it started, no? Pura Shumba Nishumbabhyam, once upon a time, when Pura Shumba and Nishumba were there. So whether they are coming every Yugam, we really don't know. But we get to see only Shumba and Nishumba only in this world. Now in the Kali Yuga. So they have not mentioned...
With different names.
Yeah, with different names. Yes, truly. So we really don't know which Yugam actually they are relating to, because they are only mentioning 28th cycle of the age of this world. And Manu is a Vaivasvata Manvantara, who is the 7th Manvantara. It has happened. We don't know which Yugam it has happened. Because Pura Shumba Nishumbhabhyam Ashurabhyam Sachipate. So, second Manvantara, Markandeya is telling the story. Some time back, so many years back, long ago, Shumba and Nishumba were there.
Okay.
How it started, the Uttara Charitram, it started like that, no? Take the fifth chapter and see the first two lines. Pura Shumba Nishumbhabhyam Ashurabhyam Sachipate. Fifth chapter, first line is that. So, once upon a time, there were Shumba and Nishumba who took away the Shakra. Sachipate means the Indra. Indra's things he pulled and chased them out. So, in the second Manvantara, he is telling, it happened in the seventh, when Vaivasvata was the Manu.
So it could be the
Yugam before, maybe, like, maybe the previous cycle of that, previous cycle, you don't need to change the Yugam. Dwapara Yugam also, it must have happened. Probably in the previous cycle, it must have happened. We don't know what it is. Exactly, we are not able to pinpoint the age, like, the era of Shumba and Nishumba. That is what I am trying to tell you, because these are all like going back millions of years back. And we know that this is like one thing we understood, like in the Dwapara Yugam, humans were behaving like Rakshasas. Before that, there were Rakshasas in the Treta Yugam. So that makes us even more confusing, whether it is like, these are all Rakshasas. They are not in the human form. They are all Rakshasas. Nishumba, Shumba are closer to humans. So the modification is like, the evolution is slowly happening from demons to humans. But he had a lot of demons also with him. It is like Vamana Avtara. Vamana Avtara took the human form, but a dwarf human form. It's a mixture. Regular humans became the normal height and things like that. But Devas were even taller. Rama is supposed to be 9 feet plus. You can't even comprehend. We are all now shortening. We are all going to become Vamana in one Janma. It is like that. So, we really cannot pinpoint the age, era, which exactly it happened, because they are talking about Vaivasvata mantra, that is the Manu, that is Manvantara, 7th Manvantara, and the 28th cycle of which Yuga we really don't know, and which cycle we don't know. Because it has got 71 cycles, we don't know which cycle this happened. So far what we know is the entire Mahatmyam has been revealed to Kaushiki Bhaduri in the second Manvantara, and when he started saying that, he said Pura Shumba Nishumbhabhyam. Long back, there were two demons named Pura, Shumba and Nishumba. So this is the only thing that we have. So what we are reading now is something that has already happened. For them, probably it has not happened, or it might have happened. So there is no surety of when exactly these things happened. Okay, that is one thing. So Vaivashvathenthare prabdhe ashtavimshati me yuge. Which yuga we don't know, but in that yuga, 28th cycle of that yuga, Vaivasvatha was the 7th Manu in that Manvantara. Shumbo Nishumbas Chaivanya Utpatsyede Mahasura. Two great asuras, they came up, they arose like, and their names are Shumba and Nishumba. This is all Devi is telling. Devi is telling all the Devas. Devas wanted help from her. So please save us from, whenever there are going to be problems, people are going to the asuras are going to be causing disastrous havoc in our world. That time you come and help. Whenever it happens, please come and help us. So she says, I have been doing only this job. So she starts with, when Shumba Nishumba will come, they will come. That time it continues, because she is not doing any other job other than that, protecting these people. So all these things are millions of years old. So we cannot really pinpoint as how old it is, the period is like. One kalpam has got 12, how many zeros? 6 zeros. Is of divine years, and some 43 million, 20, some 4,320 millions of solar years. It is too much to take this. Okay. So when they will come, she has not told what she is going to do with them. When they will come, I will protect you. Nanda Gopa Gruhe Jata Yashodha Garbha Sambhavan Tatastau Nashayishyami Vindhyachala Nivasini. So when she will be born in the home of Nanda Gopa, in Yashoda's Garbha, because there was one, what is that? The plan made by Krishna that Mahamaya will be born to Yasoda and he will be born to Devaki and Vasudeva, and they will swap the kids. When they actually got exchanged, Mahamaya came here. It was planned avataram. So she came here to the jail where Vasudeva and Devaki are there, and Krishna was shifted to Nandagopa Gokulam. So that is like, it is understood like that. But she came, and when Kamsa wanted to kill her, she showed her hands, 8 hands. She has got 8 hands. She showed her true form and she flew away. And then she's supposed to be settled in Vindhya mountains. That is why she is called Vindhyachala Vasini. She is like, not a very sattvic rupam it has been. Vindhyachala Vasini is bloodthirst Ambal. Actually, that aspect is a very Gora rupam like a Kali. She wants Kamsa and she flies away. This is the story that we have heard from Krishna's avataram. Tatastau nashayishyami. I will destroy these 2 asuras, the name Shumba and Nishumba, as Vindhyachala Vasini. This is what she says. So we know that all the names given here, all the avatarams are given, mentioned here, emerge from only one single aspect of Devi. They are all called different forms at different, whenever they fought against somebody. But she is particular, so we understand that Shumba Nishumba age must have been around Krishna's avataram when it took place. Because I will kill them. So, Tatastau Nashayisha, when I am born to Yashoda, I will kill them, kill the Shumba Nishumba in the 7th Manvantara of 28th cycle of the Yuga. This is what she promises, and I am called Vindhya Vasini, where I will, with her 8 arms, she showed her darshan to Kamsa. Buddhi, Mahamaya and Buddhi, then also he didn't come to him. Like, so what happens, like, there is one more interpretations to this particular Vindhya Vasini. Murti Rahasya talks about all these avatarams. All the avatarams, what all Ambal took. They said there is this particular one born to Yashoda. She is called Bhagavati Nanda. And she is not a bloodthirst Devi of like Vindhyavasini mentioned here. But she is a very sattvic, Shanta Rupam. And she is like, and also there is this Vindhyavasini mentioned here in the thing. It is, she has got a bird face. Her face is like a bird. There are a lot of things they talk about, like, bird, the presence of mentioning the bird also means its egg and the egg egg and the proliferation. It keeps happening. It is a cycle. So it shows the fertility of that deity, that she's her nature is only for proliferation. That kind of a thing they are saying, but it is not Vindyavasini as such mentioned in Devi Mahatmyam. She is bloodthirsty Vindyavasini who kills Shumba and Nishumba. She comes in that form of Vindyavasini. But whereas the Bhagavati Nanda mentioned in that Murti Rahasya, she is the form of Lakshmi. So very gracious, very beneficent. She is auspicious looking with fully decked up, beautiful face. Or how Lakshmi is. There is no need to describe everything. The way Lakshmi looks, she is supposed to be the form of Lakshmi in Bhagavati Nanda. But here Ambal has clearly told what has happened is Murti Rahasya came much later, in the 14th century, in the recent times. Whereas Devi Mahatmya is very, very old, millions of years ahead of what it is. So we had to take what Mahatmya is telling, because it is the words of Devi and it is the words of Markandeya in turn. Like this is because lot of time Devi Mahatmyam got the tantric root much later. It is mainly recited as like how we do Bhagavatam, Parayanam, Saptaham, everything. Devi Mahatmyam also was meant like that, and over a period of time it just took the tantric aspect also in the Upasana Marga. That we have to, probably that only introduced to this 14th century addition of this Rahasyatrayam and all the Angas, not only Rahasyatrayam, the Kavacha, Margalam, Kilakam, everything. Probably the thing changed, but she is mentioned as Bhagavati Nanda in Murti Rahasya. Just for academic interest, you can know that. Like she is mentioned as Bhagavati Nanda, and she is a form of Lakshmi, auspicious form of Lakshmi. Murti Rahasya talks about everybody who are all mentioned in this Devi, whatever Devi has told about everyone. Murti Rahasya talks about everybody. That is what the enumeration, as I told you, is 7 in that Vindhyachala Vasini, Raktadantika, Satakshi, Shakhambari, and Durga, Bhima, Brahmari. This 7 is mentioned in Devi Mahatmyam, whereas in Murti Rahasyam, Shakhambari, Satakshi, Shakhambari and Durga all are supposed to be the form of only one. So they actually number it as five avataram, because they are all interconnected. Satakshi is someone who gives rain. Shakhambari is the vegetation, and Durga is something you can say destruction. It is mainly, but protection also we can say it. Durga form, actually it's the protection, is a sustenance for that. Because what happens if you see all this Mahatmyam, the entire Mahatmyam talks about sustenance more than destruction. Sustenance more than destruction. That we have to understand that. Punarapyadi raudrena rupena prithvitale. Again, in this world, in the Gora Rupam, Ati Raudrena, horrible, fierce form, Prithivitale on earth, Avatirya, I descended to do what? Viprachittamstu Danavan. The sons of Viprachitta. Viprachittamsu Danavan, their lineage people. Viprachitta. He is also one more Asura, but these demons descended from Viprachitti. Viprachitti means probably from the Chittam they came like that. Viprachitti, that person's Chittam, it came like that, maybe. Viprachittamstu Danavan. So she said, I will again incarnate in this. Avathirya means having descended or incarnate. Having descended, I will destroy Viprachittamsu Danavan. The demons descended from Viprachitti. Bhakshayantyascha thanugran Viprachittan Mahasura. I will upon devouring all the asuras of Viprachitta asuras, Rakta Danta Bhavishyanti Dadimi Kusumopamaha. That is what two contrasting aspect has been mentioned here. Rakta Danta Bhavishyanti. After devouring everybody, my teeth became red. Okay. That is Bhavishyanti, that my teeth became red. Dadimi Kusumopama. Like pomegranate flower. Pomegranate flowers are red. So like pomegranate flowers, very, very unusual comparison here. No? Pomegranate flowers and Rakta Dantika, like how it can be compared, I really don't know, because this they say like the comparison actually means again like her fertile nature, how, because pomegranate flower is again vegetation, so they are continuing with that sustain, what do you call as sthiti aspect of hers. They don't go for the, though she is only eating everybody here, they don't call it for the what is that samhara nature of hers, but only sthiti nature, because the comparison is such, like it is, there is a lot of questions about this, how it is compared as pomegranate flowers. Tato mam devata swarghe matya lokecha manava. So then when my teeth and all became red like pomegranate flowers, Tatho mam devata swarge, those celestials in the heaven, martya loke cha manava. Martya loke is not only the bhumi, martya loke is the mortal worlds. They are immortals, we are mortals. So mortal worlds, humans, manavaha. They all called me and praised me, stuvanto vyaharishyanti. They all praised me saying, satatham rakta dhantika. Always they praised me as Rakta Dantika. I got the name as Rakta Dantika when I slayed those, when I devoured those asuras of Viprachitti. So she is called Rakta Dantika. இல்ல மாதுளம் பழம் நம்மளே எவ்வளோ சஸ்ரநாம நாமாவே இருக்கே உங்களுக்கு, தாடிமி குசுமோபமா. No, Sasnama Nama is there. Amba's Rupam is Madalam Parathanudiyapu. That actual form, no, her form is like a pomegranate. Dadimi Kusumopama is the Dadimi Kusuma Priya. Dadimi Kusuma Priya is something like, you can do archana with the Madalam flowers, pomegranate flowers. You can do archana with that. That is so supposed to be very auspicious. So Vindhyavasini, they are saying the connection is made like this. She not only killed Sumba, Nishumba, when she killed demonic sons of Viprachitti, she is called Rakta Dantika. See, bloodthirsty, they told, in the first line itself, they told Vindhyavasini is bloodthirsty. That is the reason the connection is made. Like Vindhyavasini, when she killed this Viprachitti, the sons of demonic sons of Viprachitti, when she devoured them, she is called Rakta Dantika. Her teeth became red with blood, and so she is called Rakta Dantika. Rakta Dantika, Murti Rahasya Hain, I am just giving you for academic interest, like Murti Rahasya describes Rakta Dantika as completely red in complexion, her hair, eyes, everything is red. Probably she is soaked in blood. So everything is red. Her nails, clothing, adornments, whatever jewelry she is wearing, everything is red. So red was always considered to be the symbol of life and fertility. Again I am saying all these names of goddess, what mean is the sthiti aspect of it, fertility aspect of that. In abundance she gives. So sometimes when you are growing vegetables, in between whatever what you call as grass and something grows, you take it out. Like that she takes out those asuras who are going to stop the growth of the plant. We take out, all the weeds we take it out. So like that she takes out the asuras. To maintain, like, to grow the plants. No, you have to take it only like that. Why there lot of things when they say, like, they only talk about the fertility aspect of that. Life and fertility is the symbol. She is the symbol of life and fertility. That is the reason the color red is being repeated again and again. She is also, like, she is normally terrifying. If she is pleased with her devotees, then she is like a mother or a wife who takes care of her husband, or a mother who takes care of a child. She is that karunyam. So that is why she satisfies all their desires, the devotees' desires, whatever they want she will give. That is why she is called Red Chamunda or Yogeshwari. This Raktadantika is called Red Chamunda. Voyascha sadavashikya manavrishtya manambasi. The thing is how it is split now. Voyascha sadavashikyam anavrishyam anambasi. It is split like that. Voyascha shatavarshikyam anavrishyam anambasi. Anavrishtya means drought, no rains. Anambasi means when there is drought, everything is dried up. It is like, the earth is naked without any clothes, like without any vegetation, everything dried up, the earth looks empty, That is called Anambasi. So when there was no rain and for hundreds of Shatavarshikya, so hundreds of years no rains and drought was continuing and everything is completely dried up on earth, then Munibi samstutha bhumau sambhavishyam yayonija. I was born again, not from a womb. Ayonija means being not born from a womb. I was born like that. I came like that because all the saints praised me and requested me to come, because hundreds of years there was no rains and people were suffering. The entire world was, the prapancham, the earth was looking empty, naked, without any vegetation. So when there was no rains for hundreds of years and there is no water on earth, then praised by sages, I will appear as Sambhavishyami Ayonija. I will appear not from a womb. See, if you say so interesting aspect. Yesterday night I was just thinking about this. Like, when you say so, Rama was born to Kaushalya. Krishna was born to Devaki. All were born from the womb. But if you take about all the Devis, most of the Devis, Andal, she was seen near the Tulsi Mata. Janaki, Sita, when he was plowing, came. Draupadi came from Agni. If you see their avatarams, how it took, most of them are. Yes, excepting the Maya, Mahamaya, who was born, that is the reason, Yasoda Garbha Sambhava. She was the only one who was born from the womb. But others, if you see, they all just appeared. It is nothing new in this when you were thinking about how each one of them came in life. Radha, there is a mystery about Radha Rani. There is we don't know from where she came and how she was with Krishna. We don't know about anything. Radha Rani, we all know, we worship them together. But we don't know much about Radha Rani because she is the aspect of Krishna. She is nothing but Krishna. Krishna in the female form is Radharani. So they cannot be separated. That is the reason, even though Krishna had Bhama, Rukmani, everybody, still we worship because we want that bhakti to be like Radharani to Krishna. How she was like Radharani was to Krishna, in the same way she found the union. She became one with him. There was no difference between them. It is this. I mean, funnily, there is an episode also in the Mahabharata where Krishna is dressed up like Radharani and Radharani dressed up like Krishna. They go and look at themselves in a plain pond to see how they look. They look so similar. That is what they arrive at. There's no difference between Radharani and Krishna. They see, but no one knows about the origin of where Radharani came from. We all know that she was a small girl. From where she came, what was her origin? None of us. All the Devis actually, Ayonija is something like this specifically mentioned here. Because the previous one, Vindhyavasini, has been mentioned as Yashoda Garbha Sambhava. Other than that, you can really count how they were born from a womb. No, I don't remember anyone. If you have anything, no, when you think about it, they were all found somewhere. So, the third manifestation is called Satakshi. What happened? This is like Avathirya. The term Avathirya means, I told, having descended or having incarnated. So we really don't know whether Raktadantika also, we don't know how she manifested. We don't know anything about it. It is mentioned. She is called Raktadantika when even Chandika Mahalakshmi, how she emerged. Like if you see all the Devis, they are not born from a womb. Most of them are not born from the womb. So, Tata Shathena Netranam Nirikchisyami. Because those saints prayed to me from my 100 eyes that teared up and welled up and it fell down on earth, and all the lakes and all the rivers, all the ocean got filled with that. The tears that came. Shathena netranam tata shathena nirikchishyami yanmunin. So I behold those sages, because they were all praising me, I behold those sages with my 100 eyes. Kirtayishyanti manuja shatakshemiti mam tataha. They, humankind, then glorified me as 100 eyes one, shatakshi. Tathoham akilam lokam atmadeha samudbhavaihi. So what happened? Causing the rains to fall on earth. The tears welled up in her eyes. It fell as rains and filled the lakes and rivers. Tatoha makilam lokam atma deha samudbhavaihi. From her own substance, entire vegetation was we all know, like when the rain is there, the vegetation is bright and growing and healthy, and so the vegetation came back again in the world, and everything from Atma Samudbhavaihi, Atma Deha Samudbhavaihi. She expanded herself into the vegetation. Atma Deha Samudbhavaihi. From herself everything emerged, like because of the rains. I shall support Barishyami Sura Sakai Avrushtaiv Pranadarakai. I became the life force of all the vegetations in this world. So I support this world and Pranadarakake, like I support this world like my own life. Like she gives that kind of a thing. Avrishte, there is a lot of, we saw Anavrishtya. Anavrishtya is drought, no rains. Avrishte also no rains, but there are so many reasons given, meanings given here. Avrishte, it's a period of drought, or proceeding from that rain. Avrishte means because Sadachedi, the tears fell, and proceeding from that rain that fell, because of that rain, after the rain. So it is like Satakshiti, they are like, making Satakshiti and Shakambari as one. When it rained, she was called Satakshi, and when the plant and everything grew, she is called Shakambari. Both are actually called like, interconnected, and they also are associated again with fertility of here soil and vegetation. So her tears revived the vegetation, and then that is the reason she is called Shakambari also. Shakambari and Satakshi is in the Vedas, they are called Dhyava Prithvi. Dhyava Prithvi. Dhyava Prithvi. They are called, because Shakambari is nothing but earth. So she is not like, again there is no Garbhavasam for her. She is the symbol of this earth, because she is the one who is as vegetation seen here in this earth. She is the earth itself. Shakambariti Vikyathim Tata Yasyam Yahambuvi. So I was celebrated as Shakambari because the vegetation got revived and the entire earth got filled with the soil got its own fertility. Entire earth was filled with vegetation. That is the reason I am called as Shakambari. Shakambari, yes. One of the days the alangaram done to Ambal is with all vegetables. She is called Shakambari. Shakambari. Then what happened? Next avataram comes. Tathaiva cha vadishyami Durgamakyam Mahasuram. Next comes Durgama. So, Durgama is the Asura's name. Then I will slay, after Shakambari did all good things to earth, then I shall slay Durgama, the Asura called Durgama. Shakambari means bearing vegetables, nourishing with herbs. But she is the earth itself. So she is like, nurturing the presence of all the vegetation. She is the earth itself. So when I killed Durgama, the Asura Durgama, Durga Devi Tivikyatam Tanme Nama Bhavishyasi. So I was praised as Durga Devi because I killed the Asura called Durgama. See, now Devi is telling, in every form I am there as Durga, I am there as Shakambari, I am there as Satakshi, Rakta Dantika. See, each aspect when you see, whatever the situation demands, the avataram also comes like that. When there is drought, she comes as Satakshi to give water to this earth. When the vegetation needs fertility and the growth, she comes as Shakambari. When Asura comes, she has to protect as Durga. And before that, she has to devour the Asuras to become Raktadantika. She is the one who is transforming herself as different forms according to the situation that demands. The situation demands the avataram, what avataram the deity has to take. That is exactly what we have to understand. Punaschaham yada bhimam rupam krutva himachale. Then in the Himalayas, I assumed a terrible form, bhimam rupam, terrible fierce form. I assumed. Why? Rakshamsi bhakshayisyami muninam tranakarakam. To protect the munis from the saints, I need to take the avataram, a Gora Rupam. Gora Rupam I have to take to protect Bhakshayisyami Muninam Tranakarakam. To protect the sages, I had to devour a lot of people, so a lot of asuras, which I did it for protecting them in the Gora Rupam. Tata ma munayas sarve stoshyantya namramurte. Then all the sages bowed in front of me in respect and praised me. They will praise me. It is not happened. So they will praise me. So then that is the reason I am called Bhima Devi. Because of my Rupam, Bhimam Rupam, I am called Bhima Devi Tivikyadam Tanme Nama Bhavishyati. I will be known as Bhima Devi to protect, because I devoured all the asuras in the Himalayas. I took a Ghora Rupam, a fierce form, Bhima Rupam. Because it is Bhima Rupam, I am called Bhima Devi. Next one. Yada runakya trailokye mahabhadam karishyati. Aruna, the next asura's name is called Aruna. He created a havoc. Mahabhadam karishyati. He was doing a great havoc in the world. Trailokya, not only in the world, all the three worlds. So, Yada runakya, he came when a demon called Aruna, when he was creating lot of havoc in the three worlds, then Tadaham Brahmaram Rupam Krutpa Sankheya Shatpadam. I took the form of Brahmara Rupa. Brahmara means bee, actually bees, swarm of bees. Krutva Asankheya Shatpadam. Countless bees, countless. Okay?
Bumblebee, no? That bigger one.
That bigger ones, yes. Shatpadam is called 6-footed. The bees are 6-footed. So there's a small this thing about Bhima Devi. There's an explanation about Bhima Devi. Bhima Devi is a fierce aspect of Tara, one of the 10 Mahavidyas. Tara is one of the Dashamahavidyas, and she actually is, she's the one who reveals the knowledge of the Brahma. Bhima Devi, all Raudra Rupam, Kali. She's also aspect of Kali. They say, no, she's closely identified with Kali. So, Murti Rahasya identifies her with Kali, but she is considered as Bhima Devi, is considered as very fearful aspect, but she is a fierce aspect of Tara, who is actually, who reveals the knowledge of the Brahman to the seekers. She's one of the 10 Mahavidyas. 10 Mahavidyas are the progression of a spiritual progression of a seeker. They are described like, the graph goes like this, and till you reach the Kamalamba. Like how it goes. The last one is the Kamalamba. So it goes like this. In every aspect, the seeker's mind also goes up and down. Tadaham Brahmaram Rupam Krutva Sangeya Shatpadam. So I assumed the form of a countless bees. I think the beast, the sting of the bee only, the great Asura also fell down. Trailokya hitarthaya vadishyami masuram. For the welfare of these three worlds, I killed that Asura. See, everything has been done only for the protection. That is the reason the avatarams had been not malevolent avatars. Though they look malevolent, they are all for the protection. They all come. Brahmariti chamam lokas tatha stoshyanti sarvatah. So then people started praising me as Brahmari. So Brahmari is the one, Murti Rahasya, and says she's wearing lot of jewelry. She is holding there is a light around her, aura kind of a thing around her, which cannot be penetrated. That kind of a thing Brahmari has got. And she has holding her, in her hand, swarm of bees. So Murti Rahasya describes like that, but she takes the form of...
These are weapons in her hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bees are weapons. You know how the bee stings?
Yeah.
When Asankhya Shatpadam is, we don't know how much it is. Ittam yada yada bada danavotta bhavishyati. So whenever the danger arises from the demonic forces, tada tada vateryaham karishyamari samshayam. I will descend and I will protect, bring about complete destruction of enemies and the complete welfare of the good people. So now we will just go through the one-liner, go through all the avatarams. Vindhyavasini is connected to her fertility through the imagery of birds, whose eggs are a symbol of life and the renewal. Shakambari, Satakshi, both of them, Satakshi, Shakambari, is the earth, and the earth, because of the rain, it's sustained. So these two are connected, interconnected. They come as twins, like Satakshi and Shakambari, because without the rain, the earth cannot survive. So, and the vegetation on the earth cannot survive. Not only vegetation, I think all beings need water. All need survive on water only. So that is the earth and the connection between earth and the rain. So they represent Satakshi and Shakambari. Raktadantika is ferocity, death. Durga, no, she's the aspect of Durga. Bhima Devi, again the Raudra Rupam. Bhima is the Raudra Rupam. That only shows the dark aspect of darkness, aspect of mainly the destruction, darkness of the destruction. Brahmari, they say the outbreak of infection, Mahamari. She protects like Mahamari. Whenever there is an outbreak, like how we saw during the COVID, whenever there is an outbreak of infection, she is the one who gets things back to normal, and again new life to begin. That is the reason she's Brahmari. So these are all the things. Why I said this was like, the subtle aspect of their avataram. The subtle aspects of their avataram this is in one line, if you had to describe, it is this. So the main thing that we have to say here is the Parinamavada of the Shaktam, where everything emerges from the Shakti. And the Brahman stays as a witness to whatever is happening. The Shakti that emerges from the Brahman becomes everything. So, however crude or like incomplete the world may be, with all its faults, because both the aspects emerge from her. She represents the duality in this world, in her aspect of Maya. So she becomes many, the entire prapancham. So the realistic prapancham, whatever is happening as realistic, Shaktam talks very highly about Parinamavada. So the same Shankaracharya who advocated Advaita Siddhantam also has talked about Parinamam in his Saundaralahari. Saundaralahari, there is a verse, Parinama Pradayini, something comes. I don't remember the verse. When the entire creation emerges, I'll get back to you on that. So he talks about Parinama I have not mentioned it here. So he talks about Parinama, though he was advocating the Vivartavada, where he said this may be, the world may be real or not real, but it is superimposed on the real Brahman. Brahman is the reality. The world may be real, may not be real, but it is superimposed on that. Like how a rope and a snake has been defined. Snake It can be snake, it can be rope also. So there is no, for sure it is not like that. But Shaktam says everything is Shakti. Everything exists in Shakti. Their approach to Advaitam is totally a different aspect. So everything is Shakti, everything exists in Shakti, everything is going to end in Shakti. So whatever is, and then Shakti goes back to the Brahman. So it is like, if you see so, like the white light, when you keep a prism, how it gets the variegated lights. So the prism is necessary for it to get, this is a philosophy, the prism is necessary for it to get the variegated lights from a white light. So white light can be Brahman. Brahman, the prism in here is not different from the white light. White light and prism are the same, but the aspect that comes out of that Brahman as prism gives this variety of life on the earth. So she becomes that white light only. Actually, when it passes through Shakti, it becomes the world. So world is only the evolution, what the Shakti becomes. So everything exists in her. She becomes everything. So there is no difference between this world and Shakti. Worshipping this world, Prithvi taking care of this. So we actually, our Hinduism is so much pro-environment, you should not go away from this. You should be as close as possible to nature. That is when Prakriti, that we worship that as Prakriti. We worship that as Shakti. We are not averse to the we never advocated that. We worship all the aspects of nature. From the trees, every gods or goddess have an animal and a tree. Every kshetram has got a tree to be worshipped. We call it as a kshetra. Every kshetram has got a tree which is associated with that. And every god has got an animal or something that are like their vehicle. So we need to worship, we need to be pro-nature. And I don't think any other religion has advocated it as this much like Hinduism. Hindus, our Sanatana Dharma. I shouldn't be saying it as Hindu, as like our Sanatana Dharma, that paved the way of how we have to live along with nature, because we worship this nature as Shakti. Prakriti is nothing but her aspect. She is the Prakriti and she is this earth, she is this Prapancha. With that, the 11th chapter comes to an end. We will move on to the 12th chapter next week. 12th chapter is more like a Falashruti of Devi Mahatmyam. And the 13th chapter is how this Raja and the Vaishya who have been listening to the stories of the Mahatmyam, what is the benefit they get of listening and what they did to progress in their life. Okay? Gurubhyo Namaha.